What's up and welcome to Caleb Smith TV. This is your friend Caleb Smith bringing you a brand new live stream. Today we're going to be playing some more Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity. I really appreciate you all for tuning in. I hope that you're having an excellent week so far, and I hope the weekend treats you well too. So here we are. It is Friday. We're playing Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity. Sorry for the late stream, guys. I woke up late. Took me a while to get everything set up. Comes to find out, there's not even actually an update currently. There's nothing new that we haven't completed yet. I could have sworn there was something we haven't completed. I could have sworn there was like some kind of little wolf pet or something that we could get. But I haven't seen anybody actually talking about that. It was not part of the update notes. So maybe that was for Adventure Quest Worlds. I was just getting a little mixed up or something. But I was kind of sad about that. There not actually being an update, because last time this was the update. The forest update. This is what we did last week. I was kind of losing my mind in this zone a little bit, to the point where I actually had to make an entire feedback post related to this zone. I'll actually show you guys that real quick. Let's see. We'll try to get Discord pulled up real quick. What's up, Dan? Welcome to the stream. I just want to show everybody my Discord post that I made, the feedback post, because I actually, I told you guys I was going to make a post, because that's, how upset I was. And, then that night, I waited until, the middle of the night, and I remembered, oh my gosh, I was supposed to make that post. So I went and spent, literally 2 hours just, going over the post, typing up the post, making sure that, I wasn't lying about anything, or no mistakes, no typos at the post, whatever. And then, it took me forever to get the post actually, up, because the post was so long. It was such a long post that it could not actually, all be contained in one message, but it wasn't telling me that. So all it was saying was that there was certain content in the post that was blocked. In the post that I was trying to make, certain content was blocked. So I was like, what am I saying that is bad? Is it because I'm complaining and the Discord knows I'm complaining? That surely can't be it. They're not just blocking complaints. That's the whole point of the feedback page. And I kept thinking maybe the word Frogzard is not allowed. Maybe the word Zardman is not allowed. That wouldn't make any sense at all, though. That really wouldn't make any sense. And so basically, comes to find out that whenever I broke the post up into 2 different messages instead of just one, it actually worked. So I wasn't using any false language that was being blocked. It was just literally too long of a post. And so that one was on me. And yeah, let's go show you guys the post real quick. I'll go over the post. Artix Games. Infinity Alpha feedback. Sorry, this is how you have to navigate this Discord. And then my post was a while ago, so... Oh, there it is. New Zardman Weapons of Infinity, the Spear and Hammer, are not dropping in /forest. So this is my extremely long post, kind of explaining what happened on our very last stream here on Caleb Smith TV, where I was going around... fighting Zardman, trying to get these 2 weapons right here. These 2 very simple basic weapons. And they just were not dropping, so I started losing my mind a little bit. And then next thing I know, I go to a completely different area, and sure enough, I end up getting these weapons. So I did not get these weapons from the new forest area. I had to go to /river and /grotto, which actually kind of upset me, because that information was not known. That was not known information at all. And so I had to go pretty much make it known by, creating this entire post here in the feedback, which, whether or not that's actually, my post here is actually going to change anything, who knows. But I wanted to show you guys that, just as proof that I did make the feedback post that I said I was going to make. So, the world? That person didn't have a name for a second. What's going on? Oh, it's because apparently if you're standing in front of something, you won't see the name of what you're standing in front of. It'll sort of block out the name so it doesn't cover up your name. That's why I couldn't see that guy's name at first, because I was standing in front of him. Okay, that's pretty interesting. So today, guys, it's going to be a little boring because we are reading Kickstarter posts. So I say it's going to be boring, but it's going to be cool. It's going to be very informative. We're going to be doing an informative stream. So this is the latest Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity Kickstarter update. Update number 26. AQ Worlds Infinity. Who still needs their codes? Who still needs their codes? Not me. I'm good. I'm definitely good on the codes. Thanks for the Plasma Dragon shout out. Greetings, friend. Thank you again for making everything that is happening in AQ Worlds Infinity right now possible. Alpha is off to an amazing start. The last 2 weeks have been a whirlwind of progress, features, and we even had our first 2 content releases. We are on PC right now, but Mac is coming next, then Android, then Apple iOS. Wow, so they have an entire sort of setup, a timeline of which devices they're going to be releasing on. So yes, it is PC exclusive right now on Steam. I know there's a lot of Mac users out there that definitely want to be able to play this game because they played the Adventure Quest Worlds on Mac, and now they want to be able to play this game, but they can't because, you know, not available on Mac right now, so we definitely need the game to become available on Mac. And then, this is what I know most people are probably excited about, is the Android and the Apple iOS, so that we can actually play on mobile, which I'm very excited about that personally, so then I can do some grinding, even while I'm not on my PC. Maybe I might be out eating lunch or something like that. I just want to pull out my phone real quick and sort of, you know, just be able to tap the screen a couple of times, do a little bit of gym grinding while I'm wasting time doing whatever, you know. It'd be a lot easier than having to completely start up my PC, launch Steam, launch Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity, and then I finally get to play the game. It'd be really cool just to be able to play it from our phones. I think that would be pretty sick. 94% of backers have completed their Kickstarter survey, and if you are one of the 1,500 remaining backers, hurry! Since the last update post, we have had our first 2 content releases. Housing went live, Banks went live, we added a cross-server communication system, Capped added a way to upgrade your pledge on the AQ Worlds account site, Despair and I helped thousands of players get into the alpha and solved so many surprising and strange issues. The game is becoming faster, more stable, and more fun daily. A lot more big features and backer rewards are on their way, so I am extremely excited to talk to you about everything we are working on in this post. Grab a coffee, which I actually got that right here on lock. Tea, water, I got the water behind me. Beverage of choice, and let the Gamer Readathon begin! Here we go, the Gamer Readathon. Classic Alpha. Need your codes? Send us a private message from your Kickstarter account with the message, "Send codes, please." Did not get the email with your codes? You are not alone. Sure, we emailed every backer their codes, but many backers were unable to get them. No worries, we have your back. Send us a private message saying, "Send codes, please." Just go to the Kickstarter page, click View Pledge, and then send us a message. Despair and I will message you back with a secret link. Do not share to all of your game codes. And there's the link right there. Oh, and if you just pledged or filled out the Pledge Manager, just finished Pledge Manager and late backers. If you just finished the Pledge Manager, please give us 2 to 3 days to email your codes. We have to merge all of your Kickstarter data to our game's database by hand. Could be worse. At least we do not need it by foot. Oh my gosh. Upgrade your pledge live. As promised, you can now upgrade your pledge on our game's website. Using this allows you to just pay the difference to get the tier you want. Hold on a second, guys. Give me a quick second. I need to go let the dog out. Hold on, I'm sorry. We're gonna reread this upgrade your pledge up live. I'll be literally right back in like 20 seconds. My apologies, guys. My apologies. I didn't want the dog barking in the stream, so I had to take care of that. So, upgrade your pledge live. As promised, you can now pledge your pledge on our game's website. Make sure my mic is good. It is good. Using this allows you to pay just the difference to get the tier you want. Legit impressed at how quickly Captain Rhubarb built this all from scratch. The reward Steam code page, the item sponsorship selector, the benevolent IOTA selector, and the change your pledge system. He basically single-handedly made all of the functionality of Kickstarter's pledge manager on our site. He grew up on Commodore 64 and loves it, so I used some of the Kickstarter money to get him a Commodore 64 as a thank you. What in the world is Commodore 64? Does that have anything to do with Nintendo 64? Is that a console? Is that a... What the heck is a Commodore 64? If you know what that is, let me know in the comments. Player Housing 1.0 is live. The first version of Player Housing was just released in Infinity's Alpha. So we actually did a stream on this whenever they released the housing to the players for Infinity. We did a stream on this, and it turns out that yes, we can edit our house, but we can't save it. So we can't save whatever we edited, which means we really can't edit our house. We just get to look at the edit features, I guess. It's like a sneak peek at the edit features, and then we just have an empty house. At least that was my experience. That was my friend Danny's experience, and I'm sure that was a lot of you guys' experience as well, is that basically the housing update went live, housing 1.0, but then we all tried to edit our houses, and we just couldn't. We couldn't save them, which was very disappointing. Maybe they actually changed that. Who knows? Let's go see. Let's go see. I was going to try slash house. Let's just go to our house. You know, I have stuff in this house on Adventure Quest Worlds that is not showing up here. And I'm willing to bet that housing is still glitched. Like, if I wanted to place an archery target randomly, let's just say I want to put an archery target randomly right there, and then I go to save. Oh my gosh, house saved successfully. Okay. They have secretly fixed housing. I just successfully saved my house, which means house editing might actually be available now, because what I was trying to do was place this guy. That's literally what I was trying to do last time. I was editing our house. What is that? Get that out of here. I was trying to place this guy, you know, just somewhere randomly so that he could hang out. And then I was going to save him and just have him there. And boom, they actually updated it. We could save our houses now. They didn't even tell us. At least not in the update notes or anything like that. Whenever housing came out, it was broken. You could not save your house. But now with this new Kickstarter update that we're reading over, it seems that you know, I've eaten my words a little bit. I really was not expecting it to be working, but apparently it's working now. Apparently you can actually just save your house. Very cool, very awesome. I'm going back to the forest just because I like the forest music. Hey, there's Gravlin's feet. I like the forest music. It's actually pretty chill. So anyway, you can talk to Penny at Centaur21 or use the / command /join Centaur21 to get your own cottage to decorate. Unless, of course, you have the flying castle. Then you have a lot of rooms to decorate. We're going to need more house items. In the first version of Housing System, there are a ton of new resize and overlap features that you can fiddle around with to create your unique home. The first version of Housing is a good start, but there is a lot left to do. We will be listening to your feedback as we continue to improve player housing. For example, we need all the cool features that current AQ Worlds houses have, like being able to customize the player. Yes, first of all, player customization is something that we need in Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity, just at a base level. Not even including house customization and being able to customize your character within your own house. We need to be able to go to Yolgar and other places like that to get haircuts, customize our skin color, customize our armor color, and things like that. We definitely need that to be just a part of the base game. Character customization should not really come included with housing customization. Even though, there's certain houses where you can customize your character. Yes, I understand that. I don't even care if that's included right now. I would rather just be able to do something simple, like go to Yolgar and actually customize my character's hairstyle and armor color, skin color, eye color, things like that. Hair color, all the different colors, everything. I would like to be able to customize that pretty easily without needing a house at all. I'd like to be able just to go to Yolgar to do that, just like we're able to do in Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity. So, Adventure Quest Worlds Original. Sorry, two completely different things. Infinity's the new game that we're playing now. But anyway, yes, I don't know why they really mentioned that as part of the housing thing. I guess just, customization is customization, whether you're talking about a house or a character or anything. Housing is fixed. That's big W's. W in the chat for the housing getting fixed. W in the chat for the housing getting fixed. Because that's awesome. We can actually edit our houses. I'll probably end up doing that on stream tomorrow or something like that. Maybe Sunday. But I prefer not to wait, obviously. If I can think of something to do on stream, I want to be able to do it ASAP. And being able to edit my house on stream is definitely one of the things I wanted to do with you guys. And so I'm thinking that since we had a little bit of gem grinding planned today, maybe we should just do house editing tomorrow. Since we can now. It'd be really cool. So the first iteration of the Infinity's Bank is now available in alpha. Talk to Gravelin to access it. Which, what they mean by that is just this little Gravelin icon in the top right. Boom, boom. Talk to Gravelin, and you can open the bank. Hello, Empress Gravelin. Sure beats having to log into the game to pull something out of storage. That is true. Fun fact. Tunic optimized it so you can hold 131,207 individual items without issue. Crazy! The original AQ Worlds would crash if there were over just 10k items. Our first releases, live. New Infinity Hork Quest. We did this on stream, actually. It was very cool, very fun. Make sure to bring some friends with you. This Hork clan is ruthless. To access the quest, talk to Thok in your hometown of Battleon. Earn the axe from this boss, and you can take a bonus quest to upgrade the Doom Axe to this version with particle effects. Thank you, Nolgath and Ghost. Well, check it out, guys, if you would notice what I have equipped right now. Just because I know how much aura this axe actually carries at the moment, being one of the newest weapons, and one of the weapons with the most prominent particle effects on it currently in Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity. You know that I'm rocking that thing, even though it's not the coolest weapon, and it doesn't even necessarily match my armor or anything like that. I mean, it is still very cool being one of these new weapons that is being mentioned right here in the Kickstarter update. Also, Zard hunting live. Bring some friends and your best gear. These Zards aren't playing around. Talk to the Zard Hunter and battle to defeat the Frogzards, obtain the keys, and get new items. So, this is what we did in our very last stream. The stream before this one last week. We did the forest quests, and specifically we were going for every single drop that you see right here in this picture in the middle of the screen, all these weapons. We were going for every single one of them. And like I said, I got almost every single one except for that spear that you see, the spear to the left, and this hammer to the left. Those were just, for some reason, hard to get, and like I said, it's because they weren't even actually in the forest. They were in somewhere completely different, so hence why I had to make that entire complaint post about that issue. The monsters drop items. Thank you to our ranks for these art glow-ups of classic items. Oh. I knew some of these were classic. I didn't realize all of these were sort of classic items, but they are very nice. Get the baby red dragon pet. It's now available from Aria. So, just in case you happen to not know how to get to Aria, you're going to want to go to Battle on Town, /join Battle on Town, which is right near Battle On, right above Battle On. The sort of the starting page. Well, I guess the starting page now is the Infinity Portal. The Infinity Portal. But anyway, you're going to want to come to Battle on Town. You're going to want to go to the pet shop. And that's how you can meet Aria. Right here. You can talk to Aria. She'll have a baby red dragon quest for you to get the baby red dragon pet. And then also, once you do that, she will have the baby plasma dragon pet quest that you can do as well to get this baby plasma dragon pet that I have equipped right now that is sort of hanging out with me. I figured I'd show you guys how to go ahead and do that. Since it's not even, it doesn't even actually, it makes it kind of obvious. It tells you that Aria is the one with the pet quest, but it didn't really seem to tell you where to get to Aria. So just in case you didn't know, I figured I'd let you know. Aria is the pet shop owner. Her art and expressiveness have been given a glow up also. Very cool, very cool. Aria is like triple OG for all of my Dragon Fable fans out there. There's the Danger Pony live. Actually has been in the alpha since the alpha's release, if I'm not mistaken. One of the pets, Despair's pet, I think. I think Despair's the one that drew this one. You and the other backers voted on a bonus backer pet, and we decided to turn it into 3. The second one is now finished and available in-game. Introducing Despair's cuddly and horrifying abomination, Danger Pony. Oh, look, it has a cute little moving eyeball tattoo on its hind quarter. Must be part of the My Little Cthulhian Horror Pony TV show. What in the world? You have rewards ready in our games too. Our other games. How to redeem your cross-game rewards live. Ooh! So this is actually something I need to do because as far as I know, on the way it usually works is that the codes they give you that you enter on the Adventure Quest World's Infinity login screen and character login screen, basically those codes will sort of automatically give you whatever you unlock in Adventure Quest Worlds as well. But as far as Adventure Quest 3D, which I play, Dragon Fable, which I definitely play, Epic Duel, I play that a little bit, and Adventure Quest, I'm pretty OG on there. Pretty important for me to get my items on there, so however I do that, I need to do that for sure. That would be awesome. How to redeem your cross-platform rewards. I will read that in my own time to figure that out. Unless you guys want to see it. Need fat AQ input drops? We need new drops. Is what we need. We need a new update. Here's what it looks like in Adventure Quest 3D, which is our first ever cross-platform game to run on phones, tablets, and computers. Oh yes. You know, guys, Adventure Quest 3D actually does have a lot of aura, and I have been wanting to play it more and more recently. The more I play AQ Worlds Infinity, the more I actually want to play in AQ 3D for some reason. AQ 3D is actually a lot of fun. I think the very last time I played Adventure Quest 3D, they had basically just released Berserker class. And so I grinded Berserker class, and then I grinded the rank up on Berserker class. And I just mained Berserker. It felt like very strong and very fun. And I was trying to get to max level. And that was like pretty much my last experience on Adventure Quest 3D. And guys, I mean, that was at least 2 years ago. I haven't played Adventure Quest 3D in a long time, but I would like to, actually. I would like to. 5 levels of parallax? Okay, so we may have went overboard here on something that only the most vigilant gamers would ever notice. If you walk through town or the intro and really look at the leaves and trees in the foreground and background, you will notice there are an insane number of layers being parallaxed, from the overhanging leaves in the foreground to the separate individual trees in the background. This gives it a much more pro-animation 3D feel. Huh. I mean, it does look cool. It does look cool. Instead of just being like this, sort of like this PNG, this picture that we see is the background that we walk on with our characters on Adventure Quest Worlds. It's more like a bunch of 2D pictures put over top each other to create this actual map that has depth to it and an actual like feeling to it. So it doesn't just look like I said, a picture. It's actually it's a real map that is fun to navigate and looks cool. So that's very awesome. Now this is very interesting. I see that there's this graveyard update. Now I was in the Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity Discord, Infinity Yolgar to be specific. I was asking, hey guys, it's Friday. No new updates. Last update we've seen was the forest quests. That was last week. We're supposed to be getting more updates soon, I feel like, but I haven't seen any. Turns out there's no update yet. Like I said, we don't actually have any in-game updates to enjoy right now, but there is word that they are adding a graveyard update soon. That's what everybody's talking about. It's like the underground news is that they're adding stuff to the graveyard, I guess, which, as you can see here, I guess here's our proof, is that there are rooms that have been added to the graveyard there on that picture. So that is very interesting. Very interesting. Graveyard might be coming out with a new update soon. It could be coming out tonight. It could be coming out tomorrow. And then once that's out, we will be live streaming that to you guys as well. So I might be waiting and doing like sort of a later live stream tomorrow as well, just to give them time to update the game. Which is really what I was hoping would have. I was really hoping they would actually have an update today, and I guess not. Same thing tomorrow, though. Same plan for me tomorrow. Just wait for them to come out with an update, and if they don't, okay, I'll get something to you guys. I will stream something to you guys, but I'm really hoping it's going to be some new updates, and I'm hoping it's not just going to be a graveyard update. I'm hoping that the graveyard is going to get buffed a little bit. Graveyard gets its own sort of update where they add more rooms, and then I hope they're having a complete separate update that is brand spanking new that we have not seen in Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity yet, with brand new monsters, brand new maps, and brand new drops. I would really like to see that this weekend, but if not, oh well, who knows what's going to happen, but I guarantee you this, I will stream it to you guys. Unity version update live. Okay, talking about upgrading the game and every file in it to a new version of Unity is super boring. So I used the screenshot of the upcoming expansion to the graveyard, where you will finally be able to go into that crypt, and behind it, to see what is in there. But we did upgrade the entire game last week. The client and all 70,000 plus asset bundles were upgraded to a new long-term support version of Unity last week. This will let us use the newest features. We did get the bug reporting system. So yes, that must be, I guess it's not really underground information. I mean, it kind of is if you don't read these Kickstarter updates. But yes, here is the actual proof that they are adding new stuff to the graveyard. Like I said, since this is being added to the graveyard soon, I really hope that we're going to get some other kind of update as well that is completely separate, so that we actually get some new content as well. Because even though we're getting new content added to the graveyard, I would actually prefer us to get some even newer content unrelated to the graveyard completely as well. I know that might be asking for a little much. Maybe I'm a little greedy. Maybe I'm a little gluttonous for content. But, you know, I feel like a lot of other people would probably agree with me. That's why I'm not afraid to sort of mention my opinions. But anyway, the moderation tools are live. Keeping the community respectful and peaceful is our goal. To keep AQ World's Infinity a welcoming, kind place, you can now use the new report tool to ban everyone. You get a ban. You get a ban. Everyone gets a... I can only use canned chat. Oh wait, no, that is the opposite of what we want to do. Our new report system is easy to use and is an efficient way to keep the game safe. Thank you for helping us test drive this. Infinity Founder, Hero Class, in progress. Ooh, this is where I'm getting really excited, guys. New classes are being talked about. The Infinity Founder / Hero Class is being talked about. It is in progress. And as a big-time class fan, a fan of all classes in Adventure Quest Worlds and now Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity, I am super excited about this specifically. One of the rewards for founders and above is a special class. Immortal Joe created a prototype for it. Nolgath is currently working on the skill fix, the skill FX. I have not seen the class skills yet, but oh my gosh, that is looking crazy and really cool. Alright, I need a music change. I need a music change. Where should we go? Does Hork have some good music? Let's go to Hork Path. Okay, this is actually pretty good. I looked in the class design channel of our team's Discord and saw a lot of stuff like this. The future is looking bright. And lightningy, glowly, zappy pow. What the? Lightningy, glowy, zappy pow. That's pretty cool. For healing, ooh, check out that crazy looking heal animation. These animations are going crazy, guys. These animations are going crazy right now. And for healing, crazy fireball animation. Really cool. Maybe like a mage fireball, I would hope. This is an insane number of reward items, by the way. We said that we would be releasing reward items as they became available. The initial release of Alpha contained a lot more reward items than expected. Overall, the start of Alpha was one of the smoothest and most polished releases we ever had. In all fairness, we had a pretty low bar for that one. Some players complained that the servers were too stable and not enough stuff broke. Do not worry, we have tons more features coming and we'll probably fix that. Spellstones and class previews. Spellstones. Would it be alright with you if we released one spellstone at a time? The first spellstone that will be ready for legendary founders and above is Monstrous Transformation. We have a great prototype on the dev server. I just wish that all backers had access to Monstrous Transformation, because I understand that legendary backers needed some extra incentive to be legendary backers in the first place, because it takes a pretty good chunk of money to become a legendary backer. But the thing is an epic backer, and you know, even those that might be a tier below epic, I just kind of feel like we all deserve to be able to use the cool stuff. As testers of the game, and as people that are part of the community of the game, and have sort of, you know, I'm not talking about the $1 backers, that even though they did back the game for $1, maybe they do deserve to play Alpha. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the actual people that paid $25 and up in order to become an actual founder of Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity. I feel like all of us sort of deserve access to this spellstone that you speak of. What are these spells that you speak of? Yeah, I feel like, and maybe that's a biased opinion because I don't have spellstone and I want to play with spellstone, obviously. So, you know, it's just something I figured I'd mention. This is an insane number of reward items, by the way. Keep the card clasher Kate Flex in the background. Oh, up here? I do see it. I do see the card clasher being flexed. Card clasher is one of the ultimate flexes. Currently, it transforms you into a single creature. I would like it to choose from a random list of possible monstrous forms before we release it. That being said, I reserve the right to reward you with more of these transformation spellstones than just one. Class previews. Legendary backers and above will get early access to the list of promised remastered classes as they become ready. Okay, so here's another thing. here's another thing, right? I'm not a legendary backer, but I am one of the biggest fans of classes in the game. And I probably care the most about class balancing and stuff like that you possibly can for a game like this. The problem is that since I'm not a legendary backer, I'm not actually going to have access to the brand new classes that come out as part of the AQ World's Infinity Alpha before the other people, like before legendary backers. So legendary backers are going to be, the legendary founders are going to be getting the complete access to these classes before me, since I'm epic. I'm just an epic founder. Even though I love classes and I really care about the class economy and the state of balancing of classes and things like that, I feel like that might be a little unfair. At that point, I would trade. I would be like, okay, I don't care about the spells. You know what? Legendary backers can have all the free spell stones before anybody else that they want. But classes, that's a little messed up. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever just giving them classes before everybody else, even for testing purposes, that's a little messed up. Just because I feel like, you know, there's got to be a bunch of people like me out there. We might not be legendary backers, but we do really care about the game. We did help fund this game however we could, using whatever resources we could. We spend a lot of our time on this game. We spend a lot of time being active members of the community and giving our feedback about the game and just trying to make the game better, even though that's really not our job. It's just how we choose to spend our time. And I feel like because of that, each and every one of us deserve to be able to use classes whenever we want. Like whenever those classes come out, as founders of the game, we should have access to those classes. And apparently it's going to be legendary founders only. So once again, that's why I'm complaining. Once again, I might be a little bit biased in this thing, but I will say I would much rather them just let the legendary people have the monstrous transformation spell stones and all the new spell stones before anybody else, but leave classes untouched, please. Leave classes untouched. Let everybody use classes. Classes should not be this exclusive thing that only certain people get access to certain classes, and then those classes are so much stronger than all the other classes. Nobody likes that kind of class economy. No, nobody likes that at all. I'm a class guy. I don't like it. So, I'm just throwing that out there. I know it's a little bit late now. That's literally, you've already promised that legendary founders will have access to these alpha classes before anybody else. However, please don't make this a habit. Please don't make exclusive class access. Please don't make exclusive class access a habit. Please. I know that we did that for Adventure Quest Worlds. Let's treat this game differently. Let's honestly look at World of Warcraft for inspiration. Let's honestly look at World of Warcraft as a highly successful MMORPG game. Let's look at them and let's realize that each and every single class in World of Warcraft is accessible to all the players. As long as they own the game, as long as they are subscribed to the game, they can access each and every class. Even the cool classes that aren't actually a part of the base game. Like, even those classes can be accessed by each and every player as long as they are subscribed. So, please take a little bit of criticism in this aspect and take a little bit of inspiration from World of Warcraft. Like I said, just realize, like, their system works, but creating these classes where only certain people get to use them, and literally that's it, only certain people get to use them, and then nobody else gets to use them, it's not a good idea. It's going to push people away. It's going to push away the people that want to use them but can't. I'm headstrong, so I'll just stay no matter what, but, like, I will tell you, a lot of people are not going to do that. A lot of people are going to say, oh, I can't use this class that I want, but everybody else gets to use it. Okay, I'm not playing this game. And it's going to really be as simple as that. cheap little poorly made stone. I mean, that's very true as well. Yeah, I agree. Like a little, they need to give us some kind of spell stone. Making the spellstone mechanic literally legendary only, and then turning around and saying that only legendaries can use classes before anybody else is like two slaps. It's like a double slap. It's like a little. There's a Pokemon move called Double Slap that Chansey can use, and it really feels like I'm getting hit with that. Oh, great. I just spilled some coffee on me. It did not get on my pants, though, so that's lucky. Lucky me, guys. Lucky me. Anyways, let's continue reading. One of the promises was they would get instant and permanent access to the class when it is released, regardless of the requirement. Yeah, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. So, how will that work? The original plan was to simply add the class to your inventory, which we can still do. But we had an even better idea. How about you get a version of the class with a special legendary founder name? What the hell? The skills would be identical, but the name would be special and set it apart for the future. I don't know if I like that. It just sounds confusing. Sounds super confusing. What? Who decided this? Who even decided this? So what I'm hearing is you're giving legendary founders their very own classes. You're giving legendary founders, for every class that comes out, legendary founders just get their own version of the class that's exactly the same but named something different, but they still get it, and it's still a different class, and it's still, dude, not happy. Not happy. Am I extremely jealous? Maybe. But mostly it just doesn't make any sense. You're giving them their own class with a completely separate name, so therefore they can go out and get the other class whenever it finally comes out, and they'll just have two of the same class. They'll just have two of the same class that they can grind on both of them and get them both to rank 10 and flex with both of them. And then they just use whichever one sounds cooler and whichever one has the cooler name. I don't know, guys. I mean, whatever. Whatever, I guess. What am I going to do? What is my opinion actually going to affect whenever it comes to this? Like, whenever it comes to class balancing, maybe I can be so annoying that my opinion matters whenever it comes to class balancing. However, whenever it comes to something like this, especially stuff they've already promised, I have my opinions, but it doesn't really matter in this aspect. For whatever legendary, apparently legendary founders just get leagues above what everybody else gets. Like, legendary founders are just blessed, I guess, which is crazy. I'm one tier below. I'm one tier below legendary, and I just feel like the gap. Excuse me. I feel like the gap is like this. I feel like here's like, let me show you guys. So here is regular founder, right? $25 regular founder. And then, like, here's epic, right? It's definitely a tier above regular founder, but it's not like so much higher that regular founders feel bad. It's just like the epic founders get like a couple of more items, and that's literally it. The epic founders get like a couple of different armors that the regular founders don't get, right? And that's basically it. And then, like sitting like a mile high above epic is legendary, which just gets all of this different stuff. Not only does it get the classes as soon as they come out, but it gets like a different version of those classes with a different name. Even though they're going to be the same class, same stats, literally gets a new name, so it's even cooler, has even more aura. And then on top of that, you're getting the spell stones and everything with that. Not to mention the complete flying house in the background that the legendary founders get. You get a complete house. You get access to all this stuff that like nobody else gets access to, not even epic. So like, feels a little hurtful. It's a little hurtful. But, like I said, my opinion is not really going to change anything whenever it comes to this aspect of the game. These founder, backer, rewards and stuff like that, I can't even complain much more than I already have, okay? But anyway, like we said about the legendary founder name, the skills would be identical, but the name would be special and set it apart for the future. These versions would be added to your legendary founder shop, so you can get them whenever you want. That's kind of cool, I guess, for legendary founders, of course. Please let us know what you think about this idea in the comments. You don't want to hear what I have to think about it. I'm just going to spare you the comment. I'm not even going to make that comment because, first of all, I know it's probably not going to change anything, and all it is going to be me complaining a little bit. So I'm just going to spare everybody. I'm just going to let all of the legendary founders decide for themselves what they would like. Immortal founder statues. Okay, this has absolutely nothing to do with me, but I will read it for you guys just in case we somehow have any immortal founders in the chat. In this week's team meeting, we reviewed the statue building process. The individual parts are working. Now we need to put the whole thing together into a functional prototype. You will be able to go to Vinci, the sculptor, and press a button on him to generate your statue in both AQ Worlds and AQ Worlds Infinity. This means you will be able to change your items and press the button again to regenerate your statue. How long will it take to generate? Good question. We are trying things. Maybe we can make it auto-update after a certain period of time. Or, more likely, you will see it after the next server restart. The most surprising thing from the meeting was how we are now handling creating your statues in our database. Originally, we were going to pre-generate all of your statue item IDs. But now, when you press the button, you will be creating the item on demand. Never in the history of the game has a player been able to add an item to the database by pressing a button. This is so scary for so many reasons. I am sure it will be fine and not cause any problems at all. That I do kind of understand the worry there, because somebody could just try to flood it. If somebody figures out a way to constantly press the button and make that button actually generate an item ID, then basically they could just flood the item database, which would eventually probably crash the entire game, based on what we know. So I understand why they're probably worried about that, and honestly, I don't know. They're going to have to add some serious security system around that. Benevolent founders. New! Benevolent founders can now choose their items to sponsor and also use their Kickstarter benevolent items of digital awesomeness, also known as KBOTA. Right? That's how you... KBOTA. Or maybe the K's silent, so it's just BOTA, because it's Kickstarter benevolent items of digital awesomeness. KBOTA. Item sponsorship. Live. Oh wow, this is a lot to read for something that I have nothing to do with. Benevolent founders and above can now choose items to sponsor in Infinity. This is also done through the AQ Worlds account website. Now that players are actually in the game, I think everyone understands what partially converted versus fully converted looks like. This feature is very important to the future of the game because it will result in the full conversion of beloved items in the game. Grateful to everyone who is supporting items. You have the time to choose your items and can change them until we formally announce a lockdown date, which will be a long time from now since players on other platforms are now even in-game yet. You will still be able to choose items to sponsor from your Infinity inventory even after the lockdown date. We are currently in the process of additional art help and setting up a system to package and transport items back and forth between the artists. Of all the things we are working on, this is the one I am the most passionate about. The weapons, armors, helms, capes, pets, and other items of AQ Worlds are very special and important to you and I. That's true. Benevolent IOTA tokens, live. Also, benevolent founders and above can now use their tokens on the AQ Worlds account site to get an awesome prize item from the expanded list. That's pretty cool. Custom backers? What? Ooh, finally! Oh, these are the people who actually get to make custom items. Thank you for your incredible patience as we launched Alpha and helped everyone get in game. This week I have been building your personal worksheet. Creating a custom item is a special experience. Really looking forward to working with you and the team on it. In a week or so, when finished, I will personally be sending you the link to your worksheet as a private message through Kickstarter. Understandably, after all the issues emailing codes, I am so done with email. In total, there are currently 83 custom backers. As we embark, know there are many benevolent founders who will be eagerly watching to see what will happen when it is their turn. I will try not to embarrass us too much. Join the Discord server today. 15% off Hero Mart for Kickstarter backers. That's actually really cool. Hold on a second. Our online shop has our calendars, t-shirts, Moglins, calendars, and posters. I don't know why calendars was mentioned twice. We tried to add Moglin plushies and posters to the Kickstarter, but they never appeared due to the base tiers being 100% digital. So we are sending you the special offer. This is a community reward. Feel free to share it. Use Kickstarter 15 at the checkout to get 15% off any Hero Mart order for a limited time. Ooh! I guess that's a free code that everybody can use, guys. I guess even if you're not actually a Kickstarter backer, you get to use this code, actually. But it is only for a limited time. Kickstarter 15 for all of my Hero Mart fans out there. I would love to go use that code right now. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you, Arctix. Thank you. It cannot be said enough times. On behalf of all of us here on the team, thank you for making AQ Worlds Infinity possible. You are the reason we are here and able to do what we are doing. I know this was said in the last post, but to all the immortal, benevolent, and custom backers, thank you for allowing us to prioritize getting the alpha live for everyone. It has to feel good seeing this continuous momentum and knowing you are a huge part of it. If you were one of the many, including us, players waiting for Infinity to hit your phones and tablets, know we are working as fast as we can to stabilize the game and bring it to your favorite device. We will make sure all of the items released in alpha are available for you to obtain too, so you do not miss anything. Coming up, in-game character customization. Let's go, we need that. Let's go, guys. Character customization coming soon. Controller support, that's kind of cool. Graveyard update, that's pretty good. We do need more updates. Umbra class rebuild. I'm very excited about getting a new class that I've never tried before, specifically this Umbra class. Server-side movement validation, experimental. Extended intro for the main story. Check AQ2D.com for the latest ARC sneak peeks, feature news, and more. Battle on! P.S. To any backers waiting for their email and codes, send me a private message through Kickstarter saying, "Send codes, please. Despair and I will send you a secret link ASAP." And there we go. Awesome. Awesome, guys. That is it. That is the new Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity Kickstarter latest update. Update number 26. Pretty long little update. Took us nearly an hour to go over. It took us about 50 minutes to go over it. Very cool. Very cool. Some stuff that we didn't know about. Some stuff that we did know about. Some ups, some downs, some bad stuff, some good stuff. But that's fine. I love this game, guys. I'm very glad that it is moving, that the production of this game is actually moving along the way that it is moving along. So I'm going to do a little bit of grinding now. This is my current gem collection. I know you guys can't really see it because how my chat covers up my inventory, so I'll kind of just click through so you guys can see. I've collected a bunch of different purple gems of all varieties and types. I just keep every single purple gem that I find, which, you know, they do take a lot of space in the inventory, so it's not the best thing, but, you know, it really opens me up to check out roles and stuff like that. By the way, we are going to be using the healer class. I would love to do another class test update at some point. I would love to do a whole nother class test stream for you guys to test classes some more, because we did test classes to the point where I had an entire tier list for the classes, the debatable tier list, I guess. Hold on a second. I need a better weapon. I need to equip my wizard weapon to go along with my healer class. There we go. Epic wizard staff equipped. There we go. Now we're dealing some better damage. I hope they allow players to morph into tiny Sneevils and other little things. That would be sick. Like being able to become like a miniature sort of a monster. That would be pretty cool. Like I said, I just hope they actually grant some form of Spellstone access to all backers. To all founders, to be more specific. Not just all backers, but to all founders. I feel like some type of spell, like we're all deserving of a Spellstone, all of us. There's not that many people here right now, surprisingly. But then again, there is no new update, so the servers are going to be kind of empty. I'm pretty sure I saw, like, I was going to say Facebook post. It was actually a Discord post. Somebody had, posted in the Infinity Yulgar on the Arctic's Discord a picture of their experience bar. And I'm pretty sure it had, like, I'm trying to think. I think it had, like, 600,000 or something like that. It had like 600,000 experience in the bar, or like 400,000 experience in the XP bar, and I was like, holy crap. To put it in perspective, I've got like 77,000 experience in mine, down here in the bottom right. So like 400,000 is a lot, 600,000 is a lot. Not to mention that's nearly half of 1 million. And 1 million, well, I would say it's actually 1 billion. 1 billion is the amount of experience that you need in order to level up. It's not even 1 million. It's 1 billion. But I mean, you know, if they were to actually get to 1 million and then do that like 1,000 times, they might get to level 6 here on Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity, since max level is level 5, and we're sort of hard capped at level 5. If you just get 1 million experience 1,000 times over, then maybe you'll actually hit level 6. Bunch of rares. I don't take rares. Morphing into a leprechaun? A leprechaun morph for Lucky Day. A leprechaun morph. Did I say Marth? If I did, I seriously meant to say March. Sorry, guys. For March, a leprechaun morph for the month of March to represent St. Patrick's Day. On the Adventure Quest games, on Arctic's games, it's actually called Lucky Day. Just because, you know, they always come up with some in-game name of the holiday. Like Christmas is called Frostival. St. Patty's is called Lucky Day. Halloween is called Mogloween. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, being able to turn into a leprechaun, like some kind of spellstone that you could get during the month of March, to be able to morph into a leprechaun would actually be really cool. To be able to morph into a leprechaun. I can't believe I said that. Did I actually say that? Did I say morph? Like earlier? That's kind of funny. I'm dealing like 467 crits, by the way. My crits hit like a truck. Look at that, 477 on a crit. I'm dealing nearly half 1,000. I wonder what the difference would be in healer class if instead of using wizard gems, if I just used actual healer gems for my healer class. I wonder what the difference would be. Do you think I would have more health but I would deal less damage? Because that's what I would think. That's what I think that would be the only difference in using healer gems instead of wizard gems. Would be that I would have more health and mana, but I just would not deal as much damage as I'm dealing right now. Which I don't think I'm a terrible fan of that idea. And I'm definitely not going to mess up my wizard set just to test it. But I do need to find me a healer set. I need to get me a like a nice healer armor and cape and helmet and weapon, so that I can at least try out the healer gems. I am interested, but at the same time, this, like what I'm using right now actually looks good for healer. Like the actual cosmetic set, the outfit that I'm wearing, actually, you know, I like the way it looks for healer, but this is really meant more for mage. I designed this set to be a mage set. It just happens to be really good on healer. I gotta find me some kind of like armor. A good like healer kind of an armor. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. Oh, wow, we did get a purple right here. I nearly missed. Purple fighter helm gem. Keeping that all day, every day. That's awesome. Alright, get rid of the rest of that. Can I morph into Nulgath? That sounds like it'd be a pretty overpowered spellstone. Can I morph into Dage? That's my question. By the way, guys, don't forget that you can join the official Caleb Smith TV guild called the Dage Fan Club. It is our Adventure Quest Worlds and Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity guild. we're actually wanting to expand to Adventure Quest 3D. Planning on expanding to Adventure Quest 3D as well, as long as there's actual guilds in there. I'm not sure. But yes, the Dage Fan Club. You can find the link in the description below on the YouTube live stream. By joining the Dage Fan Club Discord server, you will sort of automatically become a member of the guild. You'll become an honorary member of the guild. Because we plan for the guild to actually be so big that, like, we can't actually fit all of our members into the in-game guild. So we're just going ahead and calling the Discord channel itself the guild. The Discord server itself is the guild. Sorry, we have an entire server, by the way. Like I've said, you can find that link in the description below. We have the Caleb Smith TV Discord server, which is just for my YouTube channel here at Caleb Smith TV. And then we have the actual Dage Fan Club Discord server, which is for Adventure Quest Worlds related things, Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity related things, like I said, soon to be AQ3D. Just really anything Artix Entertainment related, but specifically Dage the Evil. We are a Dage the Evil fan club after all, so. Specifically Dage, he's one of the coolest artists, in my opinion. Nolgath is cool too. Cicero, very cool. All of them. If anybody who works on Artix Entertainment games are really cool in my book. But anyway, yes, you can join those Discord servers right there in the YouTube live stream description. Still no purples. Skadoosh. That's definitely the what you're supposed to say whenever you pop healer ult. Skadoosh. Just does so much damage. Works so good. Skadoosh. And I am running out of mana because I seem to be forgetting to basic attack. Basic attack is important. That is how we get our mana back. resting it up. The only one here now. Healer's just so good at the whole AFK farm thing, guys. I mean, I say AFK, but like, do you think that I'm actually thinking about what I'm doing at this point? I just see my health is kind of low and I click it. I click 4 and 5 back to back. That's the most I have to think about. I just make sure to click 4 and 5 back to back in comparison to each other. I have to make sure that I'm constantly basic attacking because that's how I get my mana back. And whenever my health gets a little bit low, I just pop a 3. That heals me up pretty good. Holy crap, I don't know what my character's doing. I can make him constantly change his basic attack target, which is pretty funny. Get a little low and just heal myself. Sorry I'm being a little bit quiet today, by the way, guys, because I'm kind of hungry. Like I said, I woke up late. I got the stream ready. Got myself ready. Got everything ready. Took care of things. And then I just hopped directly onto the stream, which is usually what I do on stream days. I'm not going to lie. That's usually what I do. I usually just get up, take a shower, brush my teeth, brush my hair, whatever, shave, whatever I got to do. All the annoying stuff. And then I set up the stream, which is also kind of annoying. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I set all my equipment up and everything. All the little plugs and cables. And then I get started on the stream, because after I've done all that, like, hours have went by. So nowhere in that time do I have really much time to feed myself. Unless I just wanted to put off streaming for like another hour after doing all that. Or before preparing. I just dropped 504 damage, by the way. I mean, I'm dealing half Ks out here. I'm dealing half Ks out here on my healer class, guys. It's so strong. On the crits. On the crits. But anyway, yes, I'm a little hungry. That's why I'm not, like, just constantly yapping the stream like I usually am. Plus, I did just kind of yap for 50 minutes straight on the update thing. Now I'm just kind of chilling, playing the game. Mostly just grinding for these epic gems, which is probably one of the most boring things. Usually I do this literally off stream, but like, you know, I don't think there's much else for me to do on this game right now, guys, so I figured, hey, why not do a little bit of gem farming, a little bit of min-maxing? You know, because we kind of got to do that anyway. Why not do it on stream? I saw the honey mug. How we feeling today? I'm feeling like that. I wish that they would have actually put out a real update, I guess, on the game. And I guess I'm excited about tomorrow, since there's probably going to be an update. So I am excited about tomorrow's stream. If tomorrow the update don't drop, I'm gonna explode with enthusiasm. That's kind of crazy. You're just gonna all of a sudden get super enthusiastic about the fact that there's not an update. That sounds hilarious. If tomorrow there is not an update, like by tomorrow night, I'm just going to stream something else. It'll be the first stream. I'll probably go to the LEGO universe. I'll probably literally do some LEGO universe. Ooh, that sounds actually pretty fun. I kind of want to do that anyway. I kind of want to just play some LEGO universe anyway now. So anyways, yes. Not sure. My main plan for tomorrow is, like I said, stream the new Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity update to you guys. However, if there is not an update, then I still want to stream, and so I'll probably stream something random. Maybe some random other Artix game like AQ3D, something. Dragon Fable even. I have a Let's Play of Dragon Fable on the channel that I just kind of, I stopped. I could easily just pick that right back up, guys. We can go for episode 4 on that. It doesn't really matter, I think what I would prefer would be LEGO Universe, though. I seriously love LEGO Universe, guys. And I would love to just sort of like 100% whatever content is available right now in the good old year 2026. But I don't know. It literally depends on how I feel tomorrow. Because if there is not an AQ Worlds update, I will be a little bit sad. Especially since that means I'm going to have to work even harder on Sunday. Because I'm sure they'll have an update out by Sunday. But I don't like having to work very hard on Sundays because that's my Magic the Gathering day. I love streaming to you guys on Sundays, don't get me wrong, but like, you see what I'm saying? Like, if we don't get the entire update until Sunday, and then all of a sudden now I have like hours worth of content to give you guys, that kind of hurts me a little bit, because like, streaming to you guys for like an hour and a half on Sunday, that's perfectly fine, that's perfectly reasonable. But having to go for like 2 hours, closer to 3 hours, it's just a little bit harder on me. Like I said, it's my Magic the Gathering day, guys. I gotta be out by like 4. I gotta be where I'm gonna be by like 4. It is 10:40 p.m. right now. Holy moly. It is actually late right now. That's what I'm saying. I just can't really afford for them to not have the update out by Sunday. Now, if that's what happens, I mean, like I said, it's not in my control. I've said this like 3 streams in a row now, or something. Probably not that many, but it's not in my control. Whatever happens, however long I end up having to stream on certain days, and if I'm late to certain events, or if it takes me forever to finally eat food because I don't eat until I'm done streaming, like, that's just what it is, guys. That's just what it is. I don't really care, honestly. I mean, obviously, I care. But, like, even if I care, like, does that change anything, bro? Does that actually change? Like, why are my abilities not working? Like, the fact I care about my abilities not working right now doesn't change the fact they don't work. I have to literally leave the room, come back in, and then boom, now my abilities work. It's like, I don't know. Does it matter? Or should I just accept it? I feel like life is just so much easier whenever you're like, oh, this is what it is. Okay, this is what it is. Nobody get mad at me. I didn't choose this because this is what it is. And then people still get mad at you. You should have controlled that situation that you couldn't control. You should have controlled that situation that you couldn't control. Now I'm super angry with you because that affected me. You not being able to control that situation has affected me. So now I'm angry. You see what I'm saying? And so, since you can't control whether that person's angry or not, because like I said, everything's outside of your control. Since you can't control whether or not that person is angry, at that point, then you just don't care about that either. You're just like, I don't care that you're angry. That's outside of my control. That is completely outside of my control that you're angry right now, so I'm going to give you 0 emotion about how angry you are. I know that since you're angry, you want me to be like, oh, I'm sorry that you're angry. I'm sorry. What can I do to help? But I'm not going to do that. I literally don't care because you being angry is outside of my control. If I can control whether or not you're angry, that means that technically you can control it. You're just waiting on me to do something. I'm now angry because you didn't... What? Because you didn't fix AQ Infinity. Well, obviously I'm taking us on a little bit of a deep conversation here, but like I said, I can't control when they update AQ Worlds Infinity and how long I stream. I know you think I can. Yeah, like sure, I can click in stream whenever I want, right? Well, like I have certain tasks to fulfill. I have certain goals to fulfill, right? And you could say that stuff's in my control, like the goals that I set. Yeah, dude, the goals that I set are within my control. Whether or not I achieve those goals is not in my control at all. I'm just going to be absolutely honest. I can try. I can try to achieve whatever goal I set. But, like, keyword, try. You can't just force everything you want. You can't just force everything you need. You might need something. Like, you might actually need something, but you can't have that thing. There's no way you're gonna get that thing. Guess what? That's out of your control. So you know what you should do. Like, the reason I'm just mentioning this is because whenever that stuff happens, stuff that's completely out of your control that you don't like, you know, just maybe try not caring about it at that point. If it's outside of my control, then there is no reason for me to even care about it. Because then I'm wasting energy. Then I'm wasting resources, and I'm wasting my life that I've been given by caring about something that's completely out of my control. I don't know. There's certain things that you could, like, force under your control, I guess. Like, certain things you shouldn't have control over that you could just be like, you know what? I'm giving myself control. That's called stealing, by the way. Like, that's literally what stealing is. It's where somebody owns an object, and then you, like, forcefully take that object from them, whether by sneaking it or just taking it by force, whatever. And then now you're the one in control of that object. You're the one that owns that object. That's called stealing. You can do the same thing with things that have control. Like with actual objects. Just like, let's say the your dad is in... Yeah, I'm just literally using this as an example because it reminds me of a Johnny Test episode. This is literally... I'm going to use a Johnny Test episode as an example. So let's say your dad is in control of the... I'm pretty sure this is Johnny Test. It might not even be Johnny Test I'm talking about. But anyway, let's say your dad is completely in control of the thermostat at your house, right? And he tells everybody, nobody's allowed to use this thermostat except for me. And son, daughter, you're not allowed to use this thermostat at all. You are not... This means, guys, you are not in control of the thermostat. You are not allowed control over that thermostat. The only person that's allowed control over the thermostat is, like I said, your father. Now, this doesn't... Now, let's say your father leaves the house for a while, you know, leaves the house to go to work, and you're at the house, and it's kind of cold, you know. House is kind of cold. Why is the thermostat so low? So you turn the thermostat up a little bit, so maybe it won't be so cold, right? Even though you know that you're not supposed to touch the thermostat, that your dad literally told you you're never allowed to control that thermostat. Only I'm allowed to control the thermostat. Your dad's not here, so you sort of steal control. You see what I'm saying? You have stolen control over the thermostat because you're like, my dad's not here, I'll use the thermostat. Because he's not here to do anything about it. Well, you know that you weren't supposed to do that, so you stole that. You stole that control. You see what I'm saying? And the reason I'm mentioning this is because, like, you could do that, I guess. That is one of the things you can do with things that are not supposed to be in your control. You could just be like, you know what? It's in my control now because I demand it. You could be like, oh, you know what? Fuck it. It's mine now. I steal it. I demand. I take it. Right? You could do that. That's called being an asshole, though, guys. So, like, you might as well do the other thing that I'm talking about, whereas, well, like, oh, it's not in my control, I don't care. So, in this situation, so, using the same sort of, example, your dad not letting you use the thermostat or whatever, the best thing to do is just be like, I don't care if I can't use the thermostat, bro. Oh, it's a little cold, let me go put on a jacket. I don't care. Oh, it's a little cold. Oh, it's a little warm. Let me take off my jacket. Oh, it's a little warm. Let me just leave the house, bro. Let me go to McDonald's. Like, you see what I'm saying? That's the control that you have. That's the control that you're given. Is to just be like, oh, you don't let me do this thing that I want to do? Okay, I'm just going to go do something completely different then that I still want to do. That still lines up with what I want to do. I'm just going to go do that instead. You see what I'm saying? I'm just trying to give you guys a little bit of advice, a little bit of like self-reflective advice about stealing control, assuming control, needing control, being a control freak, things like this. Because this is honestly stuff that I deal with too. I'm a real person, just like you guys, obviously. Like, duh, obviously. I deal with like some of this exact same stuff. And so, like, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I wish I had control. Like, that I wish I could just be like, oh, I wish this was how it was. And then, boom, that's how it is. Sure. Of course I wish that. But listen to me. I'm wishing for that just now, and I'm not getting what I want, right? So that's not how it works at all. You can't just be like, I wish this, and then it happens. Of course, that would be amazing. But no, that's not how it works at all. So whenever it comes to these things, guys, these certain things that I can't control, completely out of my grasp, whatever, such as when Artix Entertainment drops their Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity update, in-game update, real game update, I can't control that. So, do I care? Yes. Yes, I do. Will it possibly affect how I spend my time this weekend? Yes. Does that affect me? Yes. Does that affect my life? Yes. So does Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity updates regularly affect my life? Possibly. Is it in my control still? No. What can I do about it? Nothing. Step or not care. Just be like, oh, okay, well, this is what's happening. This is what I have to do. Okay. And then I'm locked in. You know what I mean? Everybody does this. It's just like waking up and be like, I wish I didn't have to go to work, but that's completely out of my control. I have to go to work. And then you have to go to work, right? everybody understands these little core concepts of life, man. So basically, you just like zone out a little bit. That's what happens. That's what happens. Whenever you have to go do something you don't necessarily want to do, you just don't do it to your fullest extent, guys. That's what happens. That's why people aren't good workers. That's why people at McDonald's will mess up your order easily without... It's because they're barely trying. It's because nobody's trying. People are doing stuff they don't want to have to do on a daily basis constantly. So they barely do those things to their fullest extent. This is like basic core concepts of life. Only the, like, even the people that somehow fully do everything that they're supposed to do, even if they don't want to do it, can you even call those people the best people ever? Because that's almost inhuman at that point. If you just have all these things that you're supposed to do and you don't want to do a single one of them, and then somehow you do every single one of them and then you just act normal afterwards, like that never happened, that's a little bit robotic. That's like not human. That's a little bit robotic. I've actually asked for that before. I've asked to just have that ability. Literally, I wish I had that ability to just be a robot. To just be like, okay, I have 26 tasks that I don't want to have to do at all. I'm just going to like become a robot and do all 26 of those tasks, and I'm not even going to be upset about it at all because I'm a robot and I don't have feeling, I don't have emotion, and there's no way I can feel the emotion of being upset right now because, like I said, I'm a robot. Well, that's not a thing for me. Sadly, I've asked for that before. I've asked for this ability. Never have been given that ability. Never will probably be given that ability because I am human. And so, you know, core concepts of life, guys. Core concepts of life. These are normal things that everybody deals with. Lack of control. It's very normal. In fact, I'd say it's the most normal thing ever. Do we get to choose whether or not we're born? No. So our entire life from the very beginning is it's fundamentally based on the lack of control. Complete lack of control. I could keep going into this without a doubt, guys. I could keep going into this, but like, first of all, I sat here and talked for so long that I forgot to clear out my drops, which means I haven't got a single purple gem in a long time. That is completely all my fault. That was something that was in my control, but it didn't pop up in my brain, and so I just completely messed that up, guys, but that's fine. I just wanted to sort of go, you know me, guys, I'm always going over something crazy, some random mental concept, you know. I'd love taking the live streams as a chance to sort of, you know, talk about this crazy stuff that goes on in my 27-year-old male mind. But, guys, I have to bring this stream to an end. It is time for me to go eat. My dad has been cooking some, I hope, I'm assuming, very delicious food. And I don't know how long it's been done, so I'm gonna go eat with my dad and thank him and for the food because I'm starving. And it is almost 11 p.m. We've been streaming for nearly an hour and 40. We'll just say we'll call it a clean hour and a half now, that was my goal for today, was to stream about an hour and a half. I wanted to do at least like 30 minutes gem farm for you guys. I really wish I would have remembered that 40 is the max. Like your inventory can become full. Your little drop inventory. I probably would have grabbed a lot more purples if I wouldn't have started talking so much. But that's fine, guys. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and bring this live stream to an end here. I very much appreciate you guys for tuning in. And I will see you guys tomorrow. This has been your friend Caleb Smith, signing out.